In the brisk morning air of Silverton, Colorado, a small mountain town cradled by the towering San Juan Mountains, Ava Bennett stood outside a rustic general store, her breath forming faint clouds in the July 2025 chill. At 30, Ava was a freelance illustrator with a passion for capturing the wild beauty of the Rockies, though her heart carried the weight of a fractured family. Her cousin, Noah Parker, 27 and a carpenter with a reserved nature, leaned against his faded blue pickup truck, studying a map on his phone. "You really think this is worth it, Ava?" Noah asked, his tone a mix of doubt and curiosity. "Hunting for some old family secret in the middle of these mountains." Ava adjusted her backpack, her auburn hair pulled back under a wool cap. "It's not just a secret, Noah. It's about William, our father's father. We owe it to him to find what he left behind." Noah exhaled, tucking his phone away. "All right, but if we're scaling cliffs for nothing, you're buying me a steak when we're done." Ava gave a faint smile. Their quest stemmed from a find Ava had made a month ago, a locked box in her attic, filled with letters and a journal from William Carter, their father's father, a miner who'd worked Silverton's rugged slopes in the 1960s. The journal hinted at a hidden cache, possibly silver or family keepsakes, tucked deep in the San Juan National Forest, marked by clues meant for those willing to brave the wild. For Ava, it was a chance to reconnect with a family history she barely knew. For Noah, who distanced himself after a family rift, it was a reluctant step toward mending ties with Ava. The cousins hadn't spoken in years, not since their father's bitter dispute over inherited land tore the family apart. Ava had stayed in Boulder, sketching landscapes and building a quiet career, while Noah settled in Durango, crafting furniture and keeping people at arm's length. William's journal, discovered after Ava's father died last year, was the spark that reunited them. The letters spoke of regret and a legacy hidden near Silver Creek, a remote corner of the forest. Ava saw it as a path to heal old wounds. Noah wanted resolution, a way to close a painful chapter. They loaded the pickup with supplies, tents, climbing gear, a metal detector, and William's journal. The plan was to hike into the San Juan National Forest, following the journal's cryptic directions to locate the cache. Ava had marked a trailhead near Silver Creek, a 2-hour drive from Silverton. As they drove, the radio hummed with folk tunes, and the road twisted through pine forests and rocky peaks, the landscape raw and breathtaking. "Why would William hide something out here?" Noah asked, breaking the quiet. "He was a miner, not some treasure hunter." Ava glanced at him, her hands steady on the wheel. "The journal says he wanted to leave something for the family, something to set things right. Maybe he felt he'd failed them somehow." Noah shrugged, gazing at the passing cliffs. "Sounds like our dads, always arguing, never resolving." The trailhead was a gravel clearing by a rushing creek, its waters sparkling under the morning sun. Ava spread the journal on the truck's hood, reading a passage aloud. "Follow the creek where the twin pines stand, past the shadow of the shattered ridge." The words were vague, almost lyrical, and Noah raised an eyebrow. "So we're chasing a poem now?" he said, hoisting his backpack. "Let's get moving before I rethink this." The trail climbed steeply, weaving through dense pines and rocky outcrops. The air smelled of resin and damp earth, and a hawk's cry echoed above. Ava led, her sketchbook tucked in her pack, occasionally pausing to note the shapes of twisted trees. Noah followed, quieter than usual, his eyes scanning the forest. Despite their years apart, Ava felt echoes of their childhood, summers spent racing through creeks, pretending to be explorers. After hours of hiking, they reached a spot where 2 towering pines stood side by side, their roots knotted near the creek. Ava checked the journal, her heart racing. This is it. The twin pines. Noah studied the ridge ahead, its jagged silhouette casting a shadow. "Shattered ridge, check. What's next?" The journal mentioned a marker carved in stone beyond the ridge. They pushed higher, the path growing treacherous with loose rocks and slick moss. Ava's legs ached, but she pressed on, fueled by the need to uncover William's story. Noah, though grumbling, matched her pace, his strength clear as he hauled gear over boulders. By late afternoon they found it, a flat stone embedded in the ground, etched with a faint arrow pointing north. Ava knelt, brushing dirt from the carving. "William made this," she said, her voice soft with wonder. Noah nodded, a flicker of respect in his eyes. "Okay, he was committed." They camped near the creek, its murmur blending with the crackle of their small fire as they ate trail mix and jerky. Ava read another journal entry. "The legacy waits where the mountain's heart pulses under the gaze of the eagle." Noah stirred the fire, frowning. "Mountain's heart, eagle's gaze." He loved his riddles. Ava looked up at the stars, sharp against the night sky. Maybe a cave or a peak. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Sleep was restless, the forest alive with rustles and distant howls. Ava dreamed of William, a man she knew only from old photos, his face weathered but kind. Noah, shifting in his sleeping bag, seemed troubled too, his usual sarcasm absent. At dawn, they packed up and followed the arrow's path, the trail leading to a narrow valley flanked by cliffs. Ava spotted an eagle's nest high on a peak, its occupant gliding overhead. "There's our eagle," she said, pointing. "The heart's nearby." They scoured the valley, the metal detector humming faintly but finding nothing. Frustration grew and Noah's patience thinned. "What if this is a dead end, Ava? Just some old man's daydream?" Ava's jaw tightened. "It's not. He left this for us, we keep going." Tensions boiled over, old hurts resurfacing. Noah snapped, "You always push, Ava, just like your dad, thinking you can fix everything." Ava turned, stung but fierce. "And you shut everyone out like your dad? We're here to make this right, Noah, don't walk away now." The words hung heavy. Noah looked away, hands balled into fists. After a long silence, he muttered, "Let's just find it." They pressed on, the valley tightening until they reached a cliff with a hidden crevice, barely wide enough to slip through. Ava went first, her flashlight cutting through the damp darkness. The crevice opened into a small cave, its walls sparkling with silver ore. At the back, half buried in dirt, was a wooden chest, its lock rusted but intact. Ava's heart pounded. "This is it!" Noah pried the chest open with a crowbar, revealing a silver nugget the size of a grapefruit, a bundle of letters, a locket with a photo of their grandmother, Margaret, and a deed to a plot of land near Silverton. The letters from William to Margaret told a story of remorse. He'd found a small silver vein years ago but hid it, fearing it would fracture the family. Instead, he'd stashed it away, hoping his children would find it and reconcile. Ava's eyes stung as she read aloud. "I couldn't keep our family together. This is my apology, my hope you'll find what I lost, unity." Noah sat back, his face unreadable. He knew our dads would fight. He wanted to fix it. They found a map in the chest, marking the deed's location, the same land their fathers had clashed over. Ava realized William's legacy wasn't just silver, it was a chance to heal. They camped in the cave, the weight of their discovery settling in. Over a flickering fire, Noah spoke quietly. "I was angry at you, Ava. After our dad's fight, I thought you took sides." Ava shook her head. "I didn't. I just didn't know how to reach you." Noah nodded, his walls crumbling. "I'm sorry, I want us back." The next day, they hiked to the deed's location, a meadow framed by mountains. It felt like a sacred space, a place to rebuild. They agreed to preserve it, maybe create a shared family retreat. The silver nugget, they decided, would go to a local museum, honoring William's wish to avoid greed. As they drove back to Silverton, the pickup bouncing over dirt roads, Ava felt lighter. Noah turned up the radio, a grin breaking through. "So about that steak?" Ava laughed, the sound filling the cab. They weren't fully mendied, but they were family again, bound by a journey that uncovered more than silver. It uncovered them.